Good morning. Welcome back to Entrepreneur Country TV. So pleased to introduce to you two entrepreneurs this morning who are special guests, both individuals that I've known for more than 15 years, who their blend of leadership, ingenuity, and technology are changing the world. The first up to speak with you this morning is Paul Ostergaard, the CEO and founder of Norwood Systems. Based in Perth, Australia, he's leading a global team which is transforming the mobile telecommunications industry. He has his very successful World Phone application that he's going to be sharing and talking about how they've taken that to market this morning.
I've been working in entrepreneurial endeavours for the last 16, 17 years. Started out with a tech startup here in London that I founded back at the peak of the first dot-com boom. That company eventually became ranked by Time magazine as one of the 30 hottest technology firms in Europe. And then in around 2007, I saw the phone platform really open up and set to work to build the current Norwood Systems up to what it is today. Norwood has three major over-the-top applications on its roadmap. We released the first one, World Phone, which is a telephony application. The other two are World Message and World Wi-Fi, who respectively deal with messaging and data access. World Phone is a digital product, and we discovered very early on in our efforts to market this that Facebook became a natural ally for us in reaching customers all around the world. Facebook provides advanced ways to segment the customer base, the addressable market. In particular, we were very interested in focusing on business travellers, expatriates, migrant workers, all the sort of people that had needs to make long distance calls, and often sometimes we're calling people that didn't have a comparable internet connection at the destination they're calling, so they actually had to dial real phone numbers, and that led very naturally to a good fit between our product and these particular segments I described. It's interesting to watch Facebook. It allows you to effortlessly really reach a huge audience, and provided you then pay attention to the segments that you're targeting and continue to deliver innovative content, new ads, new types of approaches, it never gets old. And so you can drive ongoing acquisition of customers on the orders of tens of thousands per day very cost effectively. One of the strategies we use is that there's no dumb idea, and so we have something like 550 different Facebook ads running concurrently, all with tiny little ad budgets. I have a small team, a Swede, a Chinese person, and a person from Dubai, and they work, they still are boardroom sort of 50% of the day and just brainstorm and throw ideas up there, and then try a number of new ads every single day and ruthlessly cull a bunch that perhaps didn't work or didn't achieve the desired goals. And so there's this constant churning of ads where we're all the time trying different experiments on what works. And it's only really by doing that, without having any great knowledge or prescience of this is the perfect ad, that we uncover what good ads look like. As of the last 6 months, we're now migrating into this David and Goliath space, where we're providing, as a David, the technology to the mobile phone operators, who are the Goliaths, to modernise their infrastructure, and giving them the tools for the first time to actually compete with the likes of Viber and Skype.
Ariadne Capital are proud shareholders of Norwood Systems. Next up is Alexandre Mars, one of Europe's leading entrepreneurs. Alexandre has sold businesses to Publicis, to BlackBerry, and now he's going after, with his Epic Foundation, the world of philanthropy, bringing tools to entrepreneurs and philanthropists so that they can match needs and offerings, changing the face of how to do good in the world.
Epic Foundation is a global organization, is a startup, but a non-for-profit startup. It means that we are acting and we are running the business as an enterprise, as a startup, but we have no business model. Our only goal is to help kids to change lives around the world, and we don't want to make money, we just want to help people. When we started Epic Foundation, we were surprised that so many people in the UK, in Europe, around the world, even if they want to give to social causes, it was hard for them to give because they don't trust social organizations, they are overwhelmed with organizations coming to their doors and asking for money. And we were asking them, so what's holding you back to give more. Always the same answers. No trust, no time, no knowledge. And fixing this, we need to bring this open innovation. And talking about technology, it's interesting because the open innovation, the design thinking is something that what you use when you want to start a new venture. And we said we do the same, but in the non-for-profit world. It's a mix at Epic. We're using, for sure, open innovation and partnership, but sometimes also technology. The goal is to bring everything together to do one thing, having this impact on kids' lives. Beginning of every single year, we start receiving applications from social enterprises and NGOs, tackling youth issues around the world. We select 20 of them. So that's how it works. That's why it's very similar to the venture world. You have a big number, large number, and after a lot of work, you have only 20. Then we announce the 20 every September, and we start touring the world, traveling the world to 15 different cities around the world where we go after really everyone. Family offices, private banks, tech entrepreneurs, artists, singers, and corporations. And what we say is very clear. If you care about youth and if you want to do more, you should know that 100% of your donations will go directly to the organizations you are selecting. The second tool, and we are currently launching this new tool, is a tracking tool. It's an impact app. We plug systems from those organizations to your own system. And with a beautiful UX, UI, you will be able to scroll, to browse what's happening in the organizations you are just funding. The last tool we are providing to the donors is more about the experience. The experience is bring those donors to visits organizations. Sometimes it could be live, in person, and now we're starting doing something in VR, trying to bring people a different kind of engagement. And for sure, when you put those goggles, and for the ones who have been doing it, it's a game changer. What we believe also, it's a mindset shift. And the mindset shift should start with the civil society. Means you, me, and also the corporate world. So what we say is if every single corporation to give, or they should give 1% of their profits, for sure, when they make profits. But if they do, and most organizations do, they should give something. You cannot only wait for governments to do everything. Even in wonderful welfare states like in the UK or in France or in most European countries, it's not enough. They are doing everything they can, but at some point it's not enough. So we need just to help them more. That's what we're pushing hard organizations to do something. And when it's startups, this generation Y or the millennials, they care differently about the world and they want to work for the next big Google for sure, but they want something more than money. They want something more than success. They want a cause, they want something beautiful, and that's something where they can fight for. I'm not looking to sell this startup. It's a very different point. I'm trying just to use it, to scale it, to grow, and to partner with more and more people in the UK, in the US, wherever we are going around the world, to have the same always objective to impact kids' lives.
So that brings us to the end of Entrepreneur Country TV once again. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed hearing from Paul and Alexandre this week. We'll be back next week. Thanks for sharing this with your network, for subscribing. I'll see you next week.